From the OUTV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics, proudly combating the thought police since 2016. Here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is your Brief News Briefing. On Thursday, Attorney General Jeff Sessions rebuffed a call from GOP leaders to appoint a second special counsel. This special counsel was supposed to broadly investigate the FBI in its handling of the most high-profile probes. Now, this is coming days after proof emerged that Trump illegally used pardons to tempt Michael Flynn and Paul Manafort not to cooperate with special counsel Robert Mueller. Trump has long sought the defense that the FBI is corrupt and that completely discrediting them, the FBI, is his only hope for getting out of the already active special counsel investigation. Now, although there is not a special counsel investigating the FBI, Sessions has named U.S. Attorney John W. Hubbard to lead a review of the topics that the legislators had requested he explore. Trump is not a fan of this solution. In fact, he tweeted last month on the subject, and I'm sure we're all glad that now tweets can have extra characters, because this is a long one.
Why is AG Jeff Sessions asking the Inspector General to investigate potentially massive FISA abuse? Will take forever, has no prosecutorial power, and already late with reports on Comey, etc. Isn't the IG an Obama guy? Why not use Justice Department lawyers? Disgraceful.
Wow, that's a tweetful. Well, Hubbard was first appointed as a U.S. attorney in Utah during the Obama administration, but Trump reappointed him last summer. Senator Orrin G. Hatch from Utah has what I would call the final word on this subject. He says of Hubbard's appointment, "Attorney General Sessions has picked the right man for the job." Trump, that's your man, Hatch. Fox News host Laura Ingraham has really stepped in at this time with Parkland survivors. She, on Wednesday, began to report on the very, very important news that David Hogg had been rejected from some of the colleges he applied for. Hard-hitting news, real news, not that fake news you see on CNN. This is news that matters on Fox News. So the question was, are Parkland students getting into the colleges that they apply for? It's strange. But in response to this strange news coverage of Hogg's acceptance rate, Hoggs tweeted out that sponsors of her show should begin to boycott her as they are the ones paying her bills. They are the ones paying for that material to be on TV. That tweet was widely shared, and in fact, it resulted in at least 3 brands promising to sever their relationships with Laura Ingraham. Surprise, surprise, next day on Fox News, Laura Ingraham is apologizing for what she said, and they're really dumb things, saying really dumb things to teenagers. I'm sorry, so sorry. Well, she's not the only one apologizing to teenagers this week. Rick Santorum is trying to walk back comments he made, suggesting teenagers protesting gun violence would be better served taking CPR classes instead of demanding stricter gun laws. Stupid adults. Don't you know that the children are our future? On Thursday, President Donald Trump went to Ohio to promote his new infrastructure plan. I think everyone in the country's been wondering, when is the builder president gonna build something?
That's what I do. I build. I was always very good at building. I think it was my best thing. I think better than being president. I was always very good at building.
Well, Donald Trump, I don't know what a good builder you are, but my gut says we agree on something. You probably are a better builder than president. So yesterday, finally, we were going to hear a little bit about his infrastructure plan, right? Well, while in Richfield, Ohio, Trump didn't give too many deets on his big infrastructure plan. Rather, he shared thoughts on several other topics like midterm elections, North Korea talks, defeating Islamic State terrorists, negotiating trade deals, investing in the military, nominating conservative judges, and cracking down on illegal immigration. He winged it. He improvised it. That's how he likes to deliver most of his speeches. My thinking is he's pretty good. Maybe he should join an improv team. I'm sure Bear Supply would have him on as a guest. He even gushed during this speech over the ratings for the premiere of the reboot of Roseanne, which is a stretch because he's only, like, he is mentioned in the show Roseanne. Roseanne's a fan of him, but I don't think he can really take credit for Roseanne's great success on TV. That's just silly. But, of course, Ohio's a famous swing state in elections, so he was really there giving a campaign-style speech inside of a chilly, dirt-floored industrial barn, bragging about how the country was headed in the wrong direction until he took office. He even brought up Hillary Clinton again. It's his favorite foe. She's no longer running against him, and just clearly is a piece of red meat that he likes to throw to ravaging crowds to get everybody salivating. But I'm not saying everybody that supports Trump is a ravaging maniac. I'd say there are some that are just deplorables. And there's a small few that are just misguided. But nonetheless, he can't let go of Hillary Clinton. He did talk about infrastructure a teensy-tiny bit, promising Scouts Honor, to rebuild roads, bridges, and other infrastructure things under budget and ahead of schedule. Well, that's great news. Under budget, ahead of schedule. This isn't the building president. This is the promising president. The reality is that his $1.5 trillion infrastructure plan has little momentum on Capitol Hill and only tepid support from Congress since the administration unveiled it earlier this year. But Roseanne's gonna be great, right? Yesterday, President Donald Trump renewed his long-running assault on Amazon with an early morning tweet. He criticized the company for avoiding state taxes, relying too much on the postal system, and putting brick-and-mortar stores like Toys R Us out of business. The feud pits the world's most powerful man against one of the world's most powerful corporations. Is there anything Trump could actually do legislatively to pack a punch to Amazon, or does he just have a megaphone to complain with? Well, he could have the Postal Service charge more money to deliver packages. He could thwart Amazon's aspirations to win a multi-billion-dollar Pentagon contract for cloud services. He could step up support for allowing states to collect sales tax on third-party purchases from Amazon. But if you took a little closer a look, there is more of a beef going on here than just Trump's sadness of the closing of small businesses due to the online seller's dominance. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. And apparently, Donald J. Trump doesn't like the Washington Post very much. Therefore, Trump doesn't like Jeff Bezos, and he does not like Amazon. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited here. It's the transitive property of revenge. So, will Trump seek revenge on Bezos and take the online retailer where it counts? I don't know, but I've got mixed feelings. I've complained about Amazon. I'm addicted to it. Somebody's got to help me with this Amazon problem I have. Hold on, I could probably order a self-help book on that. Yesterday, it was announced that Russia will close the American consulate in St. Petersburg and kick out 60 U.S. diplomats, declaring them persona non grata. Now, I didn't do the research. I didn't Google Translate, but I believe persona means people, and non grata, we're not grateful for. So people we're not grateful for, get out of here. This comes in response to Monday's coordinated expulsion of 60 Russian diplomats from the United States and a number of other countries. All of this is continued fallout from news earlier this month that a former Russian secret agent and his daughter were poisoned in England, which set off a tit-for-tat sort of standoff between the West and Russia. In addition to the expulsion of Russian diplomats on Monday, the United States closed the Russians' consulate in Seattle, claiming it to be a hub of Russian intelligence activity and citing its proximity to a major nuclear submarine base. The decision of Russia to close the consulate in St. Petersburg was decided by a poll Russia conducted on Twitter. So we're not the most effed up government out there. There's other governments using Twitter to govern. Anyhow, the Russian Foreign Ministry ran a poll on Twitter this week asking users to vote which of the three consulates to respond against. St. Petersburg won the poll. Now St. Petersburg is closed. The people have spoken. But let's be honest here. We're pretty sure that the Russian elections were fake. Are you saying that the Russian bots held back on this? It was just Putin saying that he wanted St. Petersburg closed. Right, Putin? Well, today even more news comes out of Russia. Putin has tested a missile that he claims can hit anywhere in the world, which is not new news. Everybody's got that. But it's called Satan II, and it can deliver, I want to say 64 nuclear warheads, maybe it's 32. It's a lot. It's an apocalyptic amount of nuclear warheads, and he thinks we're going to be scared. I'm sorry, Putin. I'm not scared of your nuclear missile. As I've stated before, here in the United States, we have enough missiles that if it looks like you're going to win some kind of war, we could just blow them all up here and end the world, period. So think before you speak.